Who want to be young? Who want to be young? Yes, I know everybody want to be young. It's not only for women, it's also for men. It's not only for elder people, but also for young generation. Correct? Yeah. So here, it's engaging. We will invite very, very special people tonight. Yeah. And let's follow its focus. But if you have any question, you can chat your questions, but not now. Okay, not now, because maybe your questions will be answered during the session. So approaching to the end, you can put your questions. We will pick some question and then we will ask to the expert. I am not the expert. I will invite two very special people. Okay, the first is the founder of FFG, a global community, and also he is a healthy lifestyle enthusiast. He's talking about food, about exercise, about a mind, everything, always about healthy lifestyle. Okay, and then the second guest is also very special. The first one, yeah, the first one, it is Papa Onggi Yanata from Indonesia. And then the second one, he is the anti-aging expert from Australia, has more than 30 years in this field. It also have talk, consult and give guidance to this anti-aging issue matters, yeah, to a lot of people around the world. So I would like to invite both these special people. Yeah, the first is Bapak Onggi Yanata from Indonesia, and then the second is Dr. Fernando Cortizo from Australia. Please welcome.
Hello, Florence. How are you, Florence?
You look so young.
I mean, forever young. I want to be forever young.
Right. Wow. That's why I say you are healthy lifestyle enthusiast is really correct, right? You see you? Wow. You looks like
Hopefully.
25, yeah, right?
Amen, amen, amen.
Energy.
Better 17, huh?
Better 17, yes. Wow, you look so casual, you look so young now. Okay, the second guest is Dr. Fernando Cortizo.
Hi, hi.
Yes, welcome, doctor. You look
Thank you.
also amazing. Later,
Oh, thank you.
I think later you share how young you are. But I want people guess first. Pak Onggi and Dr. Fernando, how young they are. Okay, but now
I'm 25. I'm 25. Okay, 25.
And then Dr. Fernando 26. Okay.
That's right.
Now I will leave the forum. I will leave the forum for you both. We want to learn from you too.
Okay, Dr. Fernando, how are you?
Very good, thank you. I'm very happy to be here tonight.
You look so fresh today, as usual.
Oh, well, thank you so much. You too. So does everyone else.
Yeah, so good morning, good evening, good afternoon for everyone in this forum from different countries. How are you today? Hopefully you are in a very healthy condition. And today we are talking about aging. Okay, we have the expert of aging in this forum. I'm so happy, also feel so good that today we can listen and sharing from the expert regarding aging. Okay, Dr. Fernando.
Yes.
Talking about aging, a lot of people focus on maybe about the symptom of the body. Just say the hair become gray, or maybe the skin and so on.
And you lose your hair. You lose your hair.
You lose your hair and so
see, but
on.
I'm an exception. It was what happened to me.
So true. Actually, what is aging? According to you, what is the definition of aging?
Okay. Oh, well, good night, everyone. I'm really happy to be here. And I see many people from so many different countries. It's really, really exciting. I'm going to try to speak slowly so that translation can be effective.
Correct.
Okay. So the question about aging, this is a very important question. Why is it important? It's because we are all affected by aging. Everybody that I know is concerned about two things in life. The two main things. Let me see if you can guess. The first one is aging. So aging becomes the main topic in our lives. And the second one is dying. Because we know that aging, it brings us closer and closer to dying. And so we become
again, Dr. Fernando, I want you to repeat this one. Maybe this is also mind blowing or mind opening when I listen that aging equal dying.
Well, actually,
what does it mean?
It's not actually equal, but what it happens is I often ask myself that question. Why are people so concerned about the way they look? Okay, their appearance. And it's because they're concerned about aging. So nobody wants to age. And the reason for that is because we know aging is bringing us closer and closer to that final moment where we die. So we know we have a limited lifetime, limited number of years, okay? Now, personally, I don't want to live forever. Although I want to be young forever, but I really don't want to live forever. I want to have a long life, good quality of life. That's what I want. Aging, this is a very important question. Aging is a process that affects everybody. All living things age the same way. Humans, animals, marine life, trees and plants, and so on. So aging is a universal phenomenon. If you want, it's something that is constant to all of us. No one is spared the process of aging, okay? Everyone is affected by aging. Some people in a more significant way than others. So some people get affected more than others. Some people get affected less than others by aging, but we all affected one way or another. So to answer your question, what is aging? Now, normally, when we started looking at these research programs, and I'll tell you, we started in around 1977. We're really talking about almost 45 years ago. 1977, we began to ask ourselves this very question. What is aging actually? And now we know that aging is a process of decline. It's a process of loss. It means that as we age, we lose the capacity to do things. We lose our power, our muscle, our energy. We lose our memory. We lose our fertility. And this is one of the most important issues about aging, is that people, when they become aware of aging, when do people understand that actually they are aging? Is when they cannot have children anymore. Especially for women and also for men. These days, we find that men are becoming older, younger and younger. And we measure that by fertility. So we can see that, one generation ago, 2 generations ago, men can bear children when they were 60, 70, 80. Women used to be able to have children until much later age. in the 50s and 60s. This is not an unknown, and this is actually real. It's documented. Women were capable of having children much later in life. So now what I was trying to tell you is that people become more understandable. They understand aging process when they lose fertility. And so we lose our capacity to memorize. So we lose our memory, we lose our strength, our balance, our mobility. And this is one of the major issues with aging these days, which is very critical. If you lose your mobility, if you lose your ability to be independent, that's what it means. If you cannot act independently, your life will become very short. And we see this in all people. We try to avoid fractures. We try to avoid all people from falling and having fractures, which can come very easily. Because the moment that you put someone in a wheelchair, that person's life will become very short.
Okay,
And-
Dr. Fernando, it's
Go
quite clear regarding aging now. Like you say that animal, plant also aging. Okay,
That's right.
since we are human, we are not
Right.
animal, we are not plant, and meaning we have the wisdom to handle this. Maybe after this we will continue. My
Yes.
next question is how important that we pay attention about this. How important according to you?
Well, I think to do anti-aging, looking after your aging process is extremely important. I will tell you very quickly for two reasons. Maybe we can talk about the rest later on. One of the main reasons is because it will affect your life later. In other words, if you want a life when you're older, that is when you're in your 60s and 70s and 80s and 90s and 100 years old, if you want a life that has no disease, a life with quality of life, a life that is worth living, okay? A life that is worth living. This is very important. Then you have to look after your aging from an earlier age. Whatever you do when you're younger will have an impact in your later life, okay? So looking after anti-aging is important for you, fundamentally, for you because it will affect the outcome of your later life. In other words, when in your old age, you can have a disease-free old age. You can have an old age which is independent, fully mobile, with quality of life. But it really depends on what you do before that. Understand? So what you do in the beginning, when you're younger, in your teenage years, in the 20s, in the 30s, in the 40s, in the 50s, in the 60s, will affect the later part of your life. And the other important point, why should you do anti-aging, is because we now know that by looking at how our DNA is programmed, this is our genetic material is programmed, we can actually tell that we can actually change our DNA by our lifestyle. And we can actually, our future generations will inherit our bad habits. They will inherit our tendencies. They will inherit our modified DNA, which will lead them to an unhealthy lifestyle. It will lead them into disease. You follow me, right?
Okay, if so, Dr. Fernando, this is a very important point. That you say we can change our DNA, meaning the DNA is possible that we can starting from young age, meaning
Yes.
for the next generation better, meaning from a very young age, people start pay attention about the aging. Is that correct?
Correct. That's absolutely correct. So young people should start. The question that they ask me is, how old do I have to be to start looking at anti-aging? How old should I be? When should I start? Okay? When should I start? And I will always say, start as early as possible. The earlier you start, the better. Believe me, it makes a big difference. it makes a big difference if you start earlier on in your life. Now, if you start later,
What, Dr. Fernando, what do you mean by earlier? What?
I would say that
Yeah.
that anyone that has passed through puberty, I would say that past 12, 13 years of age, 14 years of age, should already begin to look at their lifestyle, the aging process. Now, the aging process.
Meaning teenagers starting
Oh, yes.
pay attention about
Absolutely.
aging.
And okay, I didn't want to go too far, but let me tell you that we are training some young children. I'm talking about children that are 8 or 9 years of age. Anti-aging. Why? Because they spend 24 hours sitting in front of a laptop or with a phone, with this phone here, right? Phone. And they become obese. They start to develop diabetes in a very early age. And for us, this means that these young people are aging very fast. And then, so I am not saying to you that you should do anything that is not recommended for young people. But what I'm saying to you that by observation, okay, by us looking at what happens to young people, we should really concentrate in teaching young children, even children that are younger than 10 years old, okay,
Wow.
how to have a healthy lifestyle. Now,
Okay.
you know,
A moment, Dr. Fernando. I
Okay.
think that is the information that my generation, we don't know this information. So
Right.
even I don't care about aging, because in my mind before also maybe most of the people in the world, I think the same thing. The mind aging is talking about wrinkle and so on. Actually, according to you, now it's not about that. So the young people, yeah, you say children starting pay attention. So the grandpa in this forum, the grandpa, grandma, father, mother, auntie. So meaning after the event, maybe you must talk to your grandkids and start pay attention for the aging. Don't look like a grandpa, a grandma, no energy. Sorry,
Yes.
I don't mean that grandpa and grandma and no energy, but better energy if you starting from now. And is that correct, Dr. Fernando?
Absolutely, yeah, yes, absolutely. But also keep in mind, Pan Ogi, that how do you measure aging? Now, that's very important. How do you measure aging process? Okay, so when you look at someone and the person is diseased, okay, so it has diabetes, obesity, it's too fat, it has wrinkles, it cannot run, it cannot move around, it's not agile, you know, jumping up and down, dancing. Okay, we think immediately that this person is getting old, right? Because it's true. You are becoming older because you're losing the capacity to do things. Now, and let me say this again. I know children, many, I've seen thousands of children in many countries, which are not longer able to go up a ladder to the top of the house.
My God.
They cannot climb a tree, right? Serious.
When I was young, I climbed the tree very high.
Absolutely, yeah. It's like us. We used to climb like you know, like a monkey or a cat. Just
Yeah,
go
like
right
monkey.
up. Yes.
Like monkey.
Yeah, we
So,
didn't.
Meaning today no more monkey on the city. In the city.
Correct. So I mean, this is the important question: is how do you measure aging? So if you say to me, okay, if a person cannot dance, cannot run, cannot do exercise, is out of breath after walking, okay? And then he has high blood sugar, and that person already looks like he's an aging person, but the person is only 10 years old. And that's what we see. That's what we see today, right? You see this on TikTok. Okay, you see it on TikTok, right? You see on TikTok all these people from the United States, sometimes in Europe, sometimes in Australia, and now coming from China, there are, sedentary. They're sitting down, eating all day.
I think including my country, my lovely country, Indonesia.
Not so much. Yes, but not so much. Indonesia is lucky because Indonesia, the truth is, when I came to Indonesia almost 15 years ago, no, actually it was longer. It was 1991, in fact. There was not one single person overweight in Indonesia. I never saw in 1991, okay? I never saw one overweight person in Jakarta, okay? Everyone was very slim and it was very beautiful people, slim. Now they're still very beautiful people, but they are twice the size, okay? So what I'm saying to you is that even younger people are showing accelerated aging because of lifestyle, because of disease that comes due to lifestyle.
Okay.
All
So meaning the lifestyle is a very, very important topic that we must pay attention for the young generation, including us. Okay.
Absolutely.
So yeah. So talking about aging again, most of the people thinking anti-aging and so on. People think cosmetic and appearance. Actually, totally, this is the misconception about aging, including the sickness. Just now you mentioned the high blood pressure and high cholesterol, and so that is the part of the aging. Is that correct?
Well, that's the most important part of aging.
Oh.
That is really the most important. Is the aging effect that leads to accelerated disease, to chronic disease, right?
Okay, because that is a sign to us actually that we are aging when that issue is come to us. Is that correct?
Correct. So when you see people, if you see people in this and they actually still look, they look fit and they look beautiful and they look, agile and they look strong and dynamic, and you see that person is 60, 70 years old, you would immediately think that person has not aged, right?
Yeah.
So when you look at people, the loss of their power and the loss of their beauty, that happens, especially with women, the loss of power for men, that these people are actually aging. So you asked me this question, what about what do people do about aging? So you're right, and I agree with you. People equate aesthetics like surgery, laser surgery, facial surgery with anti-aging, and that's really not anti-aging. Okay, it is a
again. That is not anti-aging. That's kind of only symptom. Take away the symptom. Is that correct?
It's correct. Yes, correct. It's an aesthetic procedure.
So the main point is not take away the symptom, but the most important thing is inside out.
Yeah, no. So the aesthetic procedure is a superficial procedure, right? So that's what the word. Yes. That's what the word aesthetics means. It means appearance, right? Aesthetics. You understand that, right? How do you say aesthetic in Indonesian? Aesthetics, right?
But most of the human, I mean, especially women, they pay more attention aesthetic than the original health situation. Is that correct?
It's correct. It's correct because you get immediate results, superficial outside result on your skin. Okay.
I think, Dr. Fernando, this is very important point. Okay, especially for women, even for men. Maybe lack of information or education or knowledge about aging. That's why they don't pay attention more to that. Only appearance, aesthetic, like we say, only appearance. They pay only attention to the appearance. This is totally wrong mindset. Is that correct?
Correct. Because people want immediate results, right?
Yes.
People want results quickly. Okay.
Instant
result. Yeah.
But actually they don't solve the problem. Is that correct?
They do not solve the problem. They actually don't deal with the actual causes of aging. They don't deal with the true anti-aging comes from inside. And I can show you, if you have 3 or 4 hours of time, I can show you the science behind.
If people, if they want to stay 3 for 4 hours, maybe we can follow it.
We can do it. We can do it.
Next time we can do
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
but remember what I'm saying, that the true anti-aging comes from inside. You need to reverse the aging, or to slow down the internal mechanism which is leading to the outside manifestation of aging. So why do you have wrinkles? Why don't I have wrinkles? You have a look, right? I don't do procedure. I've never done surgery procedures on my face. I don't do very much, maybe use some light cream or something, because if my skin is dry. So the question is, why? It's because I have worked with my internal mechanism that actually makes the skin look younger, right? So
you look like 17. Yeah. How young are you now actually?
Oh, look, if I say my age, everybody's gonna know. But let me just say to you, I saw the moon landing with my father. Okay, I saw the first television ever produced when I was a young child. I saw things that possibly you have never seen or heard of before. So I'm pretty old. So I will be getting very close to 70s very soon, right?
Wow, the time is Elvis Presley, John Lennon at that time.
Oh yeah, sure. I was very much, I saw parts of Woodstock, the Woodstock Festival in the United States in 1968, right? I was already a teenager and so on. I saw, my age is quite advanced, but in every respect, I try to control the side effects of aging, which is essentially looking old and wrinkled, have no power, no energy, right? I just tell you, I don't want to talk about myself, but I have a three-year-old son, right? And so for me, life is starting now, okay? So I intend to live to 120, if I can, to 130, okay?
120 to 130.
Yes,
Okay,
that's my
so
intention.
still have a long journey to go.
Okay, so I'm in my
Okay, if so, I also have maybe 100 years to go. I'm still 20 now.
Yes, exactly true. Okay, so talk about the process that we talked about. Why aesthetic surgery? And don't take me wrong. I think that facial surgery or other forms is effective. It will give you the results that you're looking for, right? It's effective. It will your face look very young. Now it would last for maybe 6 months to 12 months, and then you have to do it again, because
meaning only wasting money. If people only pay the aesthetica only. Yeah. I mean only. Of course, then we need some people, they need to do so. But yes, actually, the most important thing is not only pay attention to the aesthetica, but the most important, like you say, inside out. Is that correct?
That's correct. But I don't want to say that this is wasting money. I would say to people, if you want to do that, you're most welcome to do that. But remember, it's temporary, so it only lasts for a short time, okay? So surgery can give you the results. So your face becomes stretched, right? You stretch your skin, so you're gonna look younger. It doesn't look natural to me, okay? That's my comment that I'm going to make. I can tell when someone we can all tell when somebody has surgery on their face, right?
According to you, this is surgery or original?
Who?
This one.
No, let me see. I cannot see you there. Is that your face? No, you look original to me.
Yes, original. I never go to surgery.
Yes. Oh, I totally understand that. So remember this, that it is that question that, of course, you are going to look good after surgery, but then you have a recovery process. So you have to pay for the surgery, which is actually very expensive now, okay? And then there is a recovery process that people don't understand. When when they take the skin and they put an instrument down in your skin and pull the skin out, and they stretch your skin, right? They pull the skin and stretch it. And then
And I think not only that, aside of expensive, also painful.
yeah. No, this is what I'm trying to tell you, that the procedure itself, the procedure of the surgery is actually quite aggressive. So you are, you put in an instrument under your skin, you make a cut, and then you lift the skin and you pull it back up. You pull it, and then they sew it, they stitch it behind your ears, right? You see, that's why you see the people who have, aesthetic surgery, they have their stitches are in fact around the ear, so you don't see them, right? Under the hair. So it's actually you need recovery. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You have to recover for at least 2 or 3 months. Some people even longer, right? Because you'll get bruising. There are side effects to the surgery, but a lot of people are very happy with it. And I say, okay, if this is what you want to do. But my point to you is, you can have almost the same outcome if you look after your anti-aging internally, right?
Okay. If so, Dr. Fernando, maybe
Yeah.
Can you mention some of the consequences of the meaning if we don't pay attention to the aging? So what is the sickness will come out connected with this aging issue?
So my question for you is actually disease inevitable, or we're all going to get sick? My answer to you is that you can avoid disease. You can prevent disease if you do the right things. Okay? So what happens during the aging process? It's almost like think about this. It's almost like a microwave, a brand new microwave. You buy it, you place it in the kitchen, and you use it according to your manual, okay? And then this microwave is going to function perfectly if you treat it properly, if you wash it properly, if you look after it properly, if you never dropped the microwave, if you never hit the microwave with a hammer, right? This microwave is going to function, but eventually it's going to function for a long time, very well. But eventually it's going to somehow or another, the internal elements of the microwave will give way and it won't function anymore, okay? Because you looked after properly. Now, we are very much like that. We actually have, we don't come with a manual, but we do have a manual in our bodies, which is our DNA. Our DNA is our manual. All the information is inside there. If you use your body properly, if you look after your body according to the design, and remember what I'm telling you, the body, humans were designed. No matter what anyone tells you, I've studied science for well over 45 years. There is no way humans are here by chance, okay? We were designed to perform in a certain way. Our lifestyle will actually change that. It will change the outcome because we are not looking after ourselves. We are not looking after our bodies. We are not looking after the performance of our body. So eventually we see diseases. Now, you asked me this question, what diseases come with aging? It really depends on society. But the most important one that we see now, number one disease, is sugar levels going up and insulin insensitivity. So the main diseases are related to the loss of sensitivity to insulin, okay? And that opens the gateway, opens the floodgate to multiple diseases. So we start with high sugar, then we go to obesity, then we go to heart disease, and we go to arthritis, to inflammatory disease. We go to cancers as well. Okay. Now, believe me, that what comes first here, is it the chicken or the egg? Is it aging comes first and then disease, or disease comes first and then aging? Is disease making you older? The answer to you is aging comes first, then comes disease. Right?
Meaning the process. If you don't pay attention to the aging, the next level will go to the sickness.
That's right. Correct. So what comes first? The chicken or the egg? I'll tell you. What comes first is aging. And then if your aging is slowed down, the outcome, it will be less diseases. If your aging is accelerated, you will see disease very fast. Okay?
Mm.
So that is a process. That is a process. People tend to think that, no, it's the other way around. No, no, no. Oh, look, you look very old now because you were sick. I mean, being sick can make it even worse for you, can actually accelerate your aging. But what caused the disease in the first place is the aging process, right?
Okay. So after listen from you, especially just now you mentioned about the process of the operation, the phase, and so on, and so painful. And
Yes.
of course, everyone want to be look young, feel young, and long life. Is that correct?
Correct.
And is that possible? Is that possible that everyone can achieve that level to maintain or even reverse the age? Or people say age on backwards. Is it possible?
It is possible, very much possible. Now we are, let me tell you, we are already knocking on the door of 100 to 120 years of age, right? Now, you
100 and
remember,
120. Actually, that is the word written in Bible. Is that correct?
well, actually, in the Bible, if you look at Methuselah, Methuselah was 900 years old, okay? In fact, many religions actually describe how God created humans and they were long-lived, right? They used to enjoy long life, okay? Including, you know, the Sumerians talk about some of their kings living for 20,000 years, right? These are ancient Sumerians. But in the Bible, it talks about specifically some of the earlier people were living 900 years of age, right? But because, you know, God was not happy with humans, right? So our lifespan was shortened, right? So it was shortened, and then what we see in our DNA that the potential for a long life is there, right? So if we know how to manipulate our DNA, which we currently don't know, we can extend our life much longer, right?
Okay,
But definitely,
that is why we are different with animal and plant and so on, because we can, as you say, manipulate in a positive way.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. But you can't do the same thing to animals and plants. Remember, there are trees in our planet that live 400 years, 500 years, right? 600 years. So animals have a short life, but they also have DNA that can be manipulated to exist in a much longer life. But we don't want to do that. The first step that we have to do is to explore how to maximize our current lifespan, right?
Okay.
How-
If so, Dr. Fernando,
Yes.
what is the solution? Like nowadays, like you say, people in the very young age already start aging. Actually, what is the solution according to you? What is the best solution?
Okay, so the very simple answer to that, you want to stay young, okay?
Forever young.
You're forever young. You want to live forever. Okay, you want to live a fruitful life, full of energy, full of quality of life, okay? The most important thing is to change a number of issues, a number of problems. Now, the first step in living young for a long time, okay, is to avoid dying young, okay?
Avoid dying young.
Correct.
What do you mean by avoid dying young?
Well, what is the most effective anti-aging program? Think about this. What is really anti-aging? It's about to push your dying to a much later date, right? So
Meaning
if I
to extend our lifespan.
That's right. So, but normally the lifespan is actually shortened by disease, correct?
Yeah.
So why are people not living to 90 or 100? Why is the people that we know they don't live to 100, 110 or 120. Why? It's because they die younger, okay? They die young, and you see this happening all the time. I see it all the time. I see people dying at the age of 45, 50, 55, 60, and what they die of? They die of diabetes,
You know, Dr.
complications.
Fernando, Fernando, once I have the talk show with friends from Africa,
Right.
and when I ask what is the lifespan in Africa, most of them, they say 45 years old.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
Most
And
of
he
them.
used to be 35 before, in the 2, 3, 4, 5 generations ago. A few hundred years ago, lifespan was in fact 35 years of age. In Egypt, during the pharaohs, they would live to 30, 35 years, and they would die by then. And then, in the 1800s, right? In the 1800s, we were able to improve that to about 45 to 50. 1900s, it was at 50 to 60s. Now, in the year 2000 plus, okay, we already achieved a lifespan of 84, 85 years of age, and now we are heading. We are getting very close to 100 to 120 years.
Wow.
So what?
Meaning everyone in this forum, actually, this is good news. Good
Absolutely.
News, meaning we can live more than 100 years old. Yes.
Absolutely, yes. Everyone that we see here.
So meaning now I'm so young.
You're half age.
Still have a long journey to go. Long way to go.
So you're halfway through your life now. So I think myself, I am middle age. Okay.
So you consider young people or teenager?
No. I consider myself middle age. Middle age. So I'm no longer a teenager. I'm no longer.
You're close to 70. You say you are middle age. Some of my friends only 50 something. They say we 老了. 老了 mean we already old in Chinese.
That is
老了 in Chinese they say 老了. Actually they're only 50 something. They say 老了.
Correct. But that doesn't have to be like that. That is not longer the same. I'm telling you now, it doesn't have to be like that. Okay.
So meaning, actually, this is a misconception about 老了. If you're 50, you say 老了. That must change the new mindset that 50, the life just begins.
Correct. So 50 years ago, 老了 was true, right? That means that 50 years ago.
Your Indonesian Chinese is correct. 老了. Very
It was true. It was true. So 50 many years ago, you would live to 50 and you're already old. Okay. Now I see this in Indonesia, especially. I see that some people have very, very difficult lifestyle, right? Very difficult life. And so they look much older than us, right? I mean, they're actually 40, 45, 50, and they already look very aged, right? And that's, it's very sad to see, because they're actually young people. They're actually young. Imagine you're 50 years of age and you look, I say this often, some people look 100, but they're only 50, okay? Now, that is reversible. All of that is preventable, okay?
So, if so, can you show us how to prevent? That is the more important that we can do, you say everybody can do, how to prevent it.
So if you want to prevent or revert the aging process, the first thing you have to do is to change your lifestyle, okay? This is very important.
What do you mean by change the lifestyle?
Okay, so you have to become physically active, right? You have to become physically active. You have to exercise on a daily basis or as often as you can, okay?
What kind of exercise that people say 老了, meaning 50 something and above? What kind of exercise that you can suggest us?
Okay, my advice to everyone, if you want to be young, the most proven exercise to keep young, okay, is weightlifting.
What kind of weightlifting? Can you show some of the
Wow.
example?
Maybe next time I can show you just with dumbbells or resistant training. You know, maybe you have those
resistant training.
the rubbers that you expand like this, and then you let go, and then you move them in your back like that. Any form of resistant training of physical exercise, which means lifting weights. Now, let me tell you.
Meaning we must train our muscle, become stronger. Is that correct?
Because when you do resistance training and lift weights, weightlifting for men and women, for everybody, right? I will tell you, you will accelerate muscle mass. You will make your muscle mass increase, but you will produce more hormones because the muscles produce the hormones that you need often,
What kind of hormones? Can you explain a little bit? What kind of hormones because of the muscle grow, and what kind of hormone that produce for us?
So the main one is growth hormone, okay?
What that?
Growth hormone.
Oh, growth hormone. Okay.
Okay. It's called IGF, or
IGF.
It actually, if you look at the scientific term, it's insulin-like growth factor. Insulin-like growth factor is actually a growth hormone which is produced by the muscle, and it actually reverses your aging process, right?
So, wow. so meaning this is one of the important issue. One of the important issue that we must build our muscle, even we are older and older, build muscle more, because they can grow. Like you say, the growth hormone is very important. Is that?
Yeah, correct. So growth hormone is a critical hormone which will push away the aging process. It will keep you young. That's what it's called, growth hormone. It will actually make you grow younger. Okay, so this growth hormone is very important. So physical exercise. Now you asked me this question. Maybe this is the only chance you'll ever have to listen to this again, but I'm telling you this. Okay, if you really want to live for as long as you can, if you really want to be young and to be independent and to look the same as before when you were younger, if you want to be like that, you have to lift weights. And let me advise you, don't run long periods of time, because we know what happens with running. Running will be very good for your aerobic training, yeah?
Yes.
But it will age you faster. So
wow.
Now let me ask you this question. Have a look at the marathon runners. Yes?
Yeah. Look,
and
they look older than their age, yeah?
Absolutely. And let me tell you, not only do they look older, they die younger too.
Wow.
No.
Actually, many years ago, my son, when I'm talking to my son regarding exercise and so on, he mentioned that, most of the football players, they're gonna live long. Is that correct?
Correct.
Is it connected with the running too much? Is that?
Yeah, and also the violent exercise they do, which is the quarterback in the American football, the average age span is 45 years of age.
45 years.
Yes.
They run too much.
Well, not only the running, but they also push. It's almost like rugby, right? They push themselves.
Maybe Forrest Gump died already. Forrest Gump ran so long.
Let me explain something, Paongi. Let me explain something for you. That it is. I'm using the marathon runners because it's an extreme form of exercise, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you're running for say 10, 15 minutes and then you rest, there is no problem with that. Okay. So
okay.
if you're running, it's a short time. Okay. If you're running for 15 minutes.
Actually, maximum is only how long? 50 minutes?
Maximum? I will advise you 15 minutes of running, no more. Okay.
Okay. Because there's more to cardio, is right?
That's right. That cardio can help you. But if you want to do cardio, get on an exercise bike. Is better, right?
Okay.
It's softer on your tissue, on your joints. Okay.
Okay.
Because if you run in the streets, okay, even if you run in the grass, the impact of running for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, right? Some of these people run for 10 hours. They do long marathon, right?
Yeah.
The impact on your tissue, on your joints,
how about walking? If
Now,
not walking too long,
The
what
walking
happens?
is good. Walking is very good exercise to start with. If you want to do walking as the beginning of your exercise. Okay?
Okay.
If you've never done exercise before, you can do now. You can start now. But you have to do something. At least start walking.
Okay.
Minimum is walking. Okay? And walking is very good for you. But running is very
But-
different.
But
Listen,
if you want to the growth hormone, actually walking is not enough. Is that correct?
well, it will help you to increase by walking. So how many steps you have to walk? I will tell you. You have to walk at least 5,000 to 10,000 steps per day,
Per
right?
day.
So roughly 5,000, okay? 5,000 steps, 10 steps, right? 5,000 to 10,000. Yeah.
10 step is very easy.
That's
1, 2,
10,000
3,
ribu,
4, 5,
10,000
10.
ribu.
Oh, 10,000, okay.
10,000 ribu. So 5,000 to 10,000 steps. So walking is actually a very mild form of exercise. Unfortunately, in Indonesia, the traffic is heavy here in Jakarta, actually, not in other places. But if you can find an area that is open, is green, and you can walk safely, okay? Then
I think in Jakarta it's not easy to find a jungle.
well, I used to
All
walk.
the jungle is a building.
I used to walk in Sawangan area, right? A lot.
Sawangan.
There's a few golf clubs and areas that you can use, but you need to try to find an area like that.
The problem, we are not stay behind you, beside you, and so on. We live so far from you. From
Right,
Sawangan.
right.
No, just kidding.
Well, I actually live in Bekasi, right?
Bekasi.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful place because there's a lot of green areas.
Compared
really,
to Jakarta.
Yes, compared to Jakarta, I think I like it better, right? So my question, but my point to you is, my advice is, you have to do something. So, but what do you need to do? Okay, so you need to exercise. All right, you have to exercise, whether you're man or woman, whether you're married or single. Yes. If you're young or old, you have to exercise. Okay.
Okay.
Now, what's the next thing you have to do? You have to control your weight. Control your weight. Okay.
Weight management.
Yeah, you have to reduce your weight or control your weight, and you will do that by losing fat and getting more muscle in your body, right?
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. The main point is getting more muscle, losing fat.
Yeah. And then if you want to live longer, you have to control your sugar. Okay. So the very important point that all diseases we know today in Indonesia, okay, they happen because of excess sugar consumption, right? There are other reasons as well, like pollution. There is a number of other reasons. There's dengue fever, and there's other diseases, right? But you need to do is to control sugar. Now, if you can control your sugar and you exercise and you control your diet, you are on the way to a very effective anti-aging.
So according to you, a set of exercise, okay, and of course that the we consume what kind of protein is connecting with the exercise. We need protein to gain the muscle. So
absolutely.
What do you think about this? Yeah.
So if you move to the next stage, is how do we build muscle mass? Okay.
Yeah.
So the program that we always talk about, that we use, remember, it relies on two important points. One is to exercise together with controlling your calorie intake. Okay. So if you can control your calories, right? We don't want you to starve, to become very hungry, but we want you to control your calories, right? And you exercise with that. What you will do is to start developing muscle mass. You're going to get stronger, okay? Now, in order to do that, you need good protein intake. You need good quality protein, okay? To develop muscle mass.
What do you suggest? What do you in your mind now? What
So
kind of proteins are, yeah.
Well, I know I use iSolution program. Okay, the iSolution program gives me the sources of good protein. Now, you need the protein to build muscle mass. Remember what I'm telling you is very important. If you start losing weight and you don't exercise, okay? Let's say you don't exercise. You don't want to exercise, but you're losing weight because you control your diet. So now you're not eating as much as before. So you start to lose the fat in the body first, yeah?
Yes.
And then the body will turn to the muscle as well.
Yeah.
Because the body needs extra energy. So it will go to your muscle and reduce your muscle mass as well. Okay? And that's not good for you. You need to lose your fat, but you need to get more muscle. Understand?
So meaning the iSolution can help us to gain more muscle.
Absolutely, because it will give you a program that would allow you to control your calories. In other words, by using the iSolution program, the two different products, right? In the iSolution program, you will control the calories. You will reduce calories. And while you're exercising, it will give you the protein source to build muscle mass. That is your very important step in anti-aging. Lose fat, but get more muscle. Okay, muscle is very important for men and women, right? Now, we had patients that were 90, 95, almost 100 years old, and they were still exercising daily in the gym, right? And so you can change your life, you can change the outcome of your life, but you need a good program. And you need a coordinated program. But try to follow the iSolution program, 14-day program, which will allow you the first steps into anti-aging. Okay, so you will control.
Dr. Fernando,
Yes.
do you mean that we must combine these two products? We must take these two products, or only just say fruity juice only, or the milkshake only? Is it possible only take one part only, or must combine both?
You can use them separately. You can.
I mean, meaning at the separate time, but we must consume both of them. Is that?
You can use them separately, but you have to use them together, right? As a program. So they do different things, right? They do different things. They actually, the dietary fruit juice is taken during breakfast or during the morning times or afternoon time, and is actually give you fiber for proper function. It will give you vitamins and nutrition. It will allow you to create more energy. Okay, so it's going to help you to detox. So the job of the dietary fruit juice is to detox the body, to assist the body to detox, which is a very important part in anti-aging, right? And then the dietary fruit juice, the dietary milkshake will actually allow you to substitute a meal to reduce calories, but provide you with excellent protein source.
So Dr. Fernando, can you explain to us, because people say a lot of fiber product over there, about a lot of also protein product over there. What is the I mean the advantage or the strength point of the iSolution?
Well, in Australia, they say to you oils and oils. It means that not everything is the same. There are good cars and there are excellent cars, and there's not so good, poor quality cars as well. So the protein combination that we have in iSolution is superior to other products. Okay. Of course, there's fiber in many things.
What do you mean? What do you mean by superior? Superior in case of in terms of price, or in terms of quality, or what?
No. In terms of performance, because the fiber has to do a particular function. The fiber has to function in a certain way. It has to help you to reduce blood sugar. Okay, it has to help you to stop sugar from entering the body, and that's actually the function of protein. The function of fiber together with the protein. So what you need is a fiber source with high quality. Now, the fiber has a certain composition, a certain characteristic, okay? So that if the fiber functions properly, it will create a blob in the intestinal system, and it will stop sugar from entering the body. if the fiber is poor quality, is not a combination of soluble fiber or insoluble fiber, if the combination is not proper, the fiber will not work. What we find in our solution is a very nice balance of soluble protein and insoluble protein. So there are two different types, right?
Okay, if people say, I stop, I just enough for the 14 days program, then I stop. What happens when they stop?
So what happens is, if you actually did the program for 14 days, you will see changes in your body, okay?
Yes.
You will see a weight loss. I have seen this over and over again. Some people lose a lot of weight, other people lose less weight, but they lose weight. So what you see is that you will retain the benefits that you had for a fairly long period of time, as long as and only if you continue with a healthy lifestyle. Now, if you stop this program, you got the benefits, but you decide to go back to sit on the couch, watch TV, no exercise, and eat all day, you're going to go back to the beginning again. Okay, you're going to go back to the original lifestyle that made you fatter, bigger, high blood sugar, right? So
yeah,
you will retain benefits, but if you change your lifestyle, if you introduce exercise regime in your life daily or very often, you will retain some of these benefits. So many of these benefits are long-lasting benefits. Okay.
okay.
And the most important benefit, only, is that you already, what this program does, it will set your mind, okay, for the discipline of a proper lifestyle.
Okay,
right?
the main point is the proper lifestyle. And now,
Yes,
now, Dr. Fernando, because
Yes.
talking about aging, anti-aging, most of the men, they don't care about aging. So
Yeah.
do you have any suggestion why men must pay attention to this and how to handle and so on, according to you, regarding to
Yeah,
especially
absolutely.
men? Yeah.
So what happens with men when they age? And we can ask all the married ladies in the group.
What do you mean by married lady?
The ladies that have husbands, we can ask them, what happens to your husband as he gets older, right?
Why?
So
I don't know, because I don't understand about this.
Well, because the wives, they see
You
the men.
mean the wife is not
aging.
happy when the man aging, the wife is not happy?
Imagine if you are a beautiful woman. Most women are very beautiful, right? And then you marry these young, virile men, these very strong, young, beautiful men, okay, with energy and stamina and so on. And then over the years, you see these men becoming bigger and fatter and more lazy, no exercise, and so on and so on, losing the vitality, losing the energy, right? Losing the muscle mass. Before, the man is very muscly, then he develops a very big belly, very big tummy, right? Now that's what happens. That's what happens to the man that doesn't look after himself. So the men will suffer the consequences of accelerated aging, of very fast aging. Yeah. And what do we see? We see men losing their muscle mass, becoming very weak, cannot exercise. They lose power. They lose sexual power, stamina. They can have no erection anymore, right? And that's one of the main.
Is that so serious? No erection anymore?
It's very serious.
Yeah.
Because now it's beginning. It used to happen. I remember this when I was young and I was studying at university. It used to happen to people that were 80, 75, 80, 85, right? So we see men developing erection problems. You know, we call it ED, erectile dysfunction, right? That's a no erection. And so it used to happen when men were very old before, but now it's happening after 40. I have seen
how you know? You check one by one?
No. We see the reports. No, of course not. But we see the reports, right? We see the reports coming, and the doctors.
Because you are a doctor, so many people come to you to consult about no more power.
But more importantly, we hear that a lot on the people that we meet along the way, and we see in medical conferences, right? We see doctors talking about this problem. There's whole conferences organized around the question of no erection, erectile dysfunction. It actually, now listen to what I'm trying to tell you. There's a very important problem because not only do men lose erection, but they also lose sperm count, right? So men
lose sperm equal to lose of the erection power. Is that correct?
Well, they come together.
They come together. Okay.
So when you
maybe because we don't have a lot of time. I know this topic is excited for everyone, and maybe next time we can discuss this specially about this topic for men and women. and Dr. Fernando, and before that, men listen this what suggestion from Dr. Fernando is not only aging, the appearance, also the erection issue. So you must pay attention, especially the wife also remind the husband.
It's a consequence we see, right? We see that it's a very clear consequence. Now, let me just tell you one more thing, but it's very important because the first why men have no erection is an indication. It is an early indication of cardiovascular problem, right? So if you lost the power of erection, trust me 100%, it means that you are developing cardiovascular disease, right?
Okay.
And that's been confirmed by medical research, by doctors and by investigators over the years, that erection is not just about sex. The fact that you
it's not about sex, it's about healthy meaning consume our product can help this issue also.
Okay, so what men have to do, let me answer your question. What men have to do? Men have to get off the couch, exercise. That means get up and become active, right? You have to lose weight. You have to lose your tummy, okay? Because that's the fat that is keeping men unhealthy, right?
Yeah.
And then when you exercise, you will stimulate blood circulation. You will make the blood flow faster, right? And then you will improve erections, you will improve stamina, you will improve a lot of things, okay? But exercise, good diet, good sugar control go a long way to helping men to regain the original strength, right?
Okay, good. So hopefully after this, all men get back the power. I get the power, I get the power. Okay, thank you so much for your explanation. Before we end this, maybe I go back to Florence to maybe in this forum could be some Q&A for you. Please go back. Yeah, sure. Thank you so much for your explanation. I love it. Maybe next time we can continue this fantastic topic. I like it for the man. This one, I get back the power. Okay, Florence.
Wow, Dr. Fernando Paonggi, this is a very interesting talk. We learn a lot, but I see here coming some question. Okay, so if you all have question, you can put on your chat here. I have one question here. I read in to Dr. Fernando, yeah? Okay, I read in the ingredient section that ISO doesn't have iron. How can a person with low hemoglobin drink ISO to substitute meals without endangering his or her health?
Oh, that's right. The question about iron is that there is always a trace amount of iron, right? Always. Most products have that. So it's not true, strictly speaking, that there is zero iron. There is some iron, but iron, the source of iron can be multiple. In other words, you can get iron from many different sources, okay? And very easy source of iron is one apple. Okay, now when you cut an apple, you see the apple becomes brown, right? Straight away. So that brownness in the apple, when you cut them open, is in fact iron. So you can easily take iron by eating the right foods. You take some seafood have iron, apple have iron, spinach is full of iron, right? So it's not such a critical issue. You can take iSolution combination very, very well without risking not having enough iron. The iron should come really from the food that you eat. I always say this point, that I have really never taken iron supplements unless I have to, right? I try to take iron from the food that I consume because it's easy to absorb. Now, the iron in supplements, it doesn't absorb easily, okay? So if you really need iron, you should try to eat the right foods so the iron is normal.
Okay, amazing. So meaning we can substitute from other foods, right? Okay,
Absolutely.
one more other question, because some of the question already answered during the session, like what they have to do to avoid disease. I believe after the session, they already get the answer already. But now one question is, if not completing the 14 days, it's been the first 14 days, is they are not really strict on the schedule, strict on the programs, what should they do? Or maybe the question is more like, should I really strict with the suggestion of the program?
Right. So that's a very, very good question, actually. Now, you know, nothing is black and white. You know what I mean? Life is gray. They have different shades of color. So if you follow the program as recommended, you're going to get better results. Okay. But if you fail during the program, you only do it for 1 week. Trust me in what I'm telling you. Even if you do it for 1 week, you are going to get results. All right. So what you have to do is continue in the future whenever you can. It is very difficult to have the power, the mental power, and the motivation to follow certain programs, right? It's very difficult. But if you don't try, you will never do it. So what I say to people is, don't give up after 1 day, 1 week, 1 month. You have to continue, okay? Even if you do it in a way that is not perfect, right? Now, for example, if you control your diet, but 1 day you eat a lot, it doesn't matter, okay? It won't matter. It won't make any difference, trust me. The body will shape itself for what you do over your life, not for 1 day or 2 days or 1 week, right? So if you continue having a good program, even if you don't do it perfectly, you will benefit. You will get benefits, right? Now, what the iSolution program is trying to do is to shape your motivation, to help your mind to follow a healthy lifestyle, right? And then that's the most difficult part, because people say, how do I start to be young? How do I start to lose weight? How do I do that, right? And then, so if you don't have a program, for a lot of people, it's very difficult, right? Because we are not organized, we become busy with other things, we are working hard, we have children, we have family, right? But if you follow a program, it will give you the guidelines, it will give you the direction, right? So it will help you. Following a program, even if it's not perfect, is also good.
To get the best result, because the program is coming from research, right?
Well, the program is coming because you made a decision to change your life, right?
Yes. Okay, because of time, maybe I will just skip one more question. There are two questions. I will combine one. Is it safe for people with the high uric acid? Also for the mom that with breastfeeding?
Oh, it is safe for breastfeeding, no problem. Trust me, it's no concern at all. In fact, it can help mothers that are breastfeeding.
Okay. The other one is a high uric acid.
It is safe with high uric acid. I have never seen any evidence that this type of program, the iSolution program, can increase your uric acid. In fact, it would most likely help you to reduce your uric acid, although it depends on your commitment to the exercise. So if you lose weight and exercise, one of the consequences is that you get lower uric acid, right? If you control your diet, also, you will get lower uric acid. So uric acid happens because of your what you eat, because you don't exercise, and because you're too heavy.
Okay. Wow. I think we have to close because of time. Yeah. As Paungi say, we supposed to do another session.
Oh, I'm available whenever you want. If people are happy to talk, to listen to all of this, maybe we
Of
can have
course.
more participation,
course.
right? Yes.
You are the expert. I would like to Paungi. Okay.
Yeah,
I
before
Paungi
maybe
is
Florence,
yes.
before we end this, maybe we need simple advice from our expert, Dr. Fernando, regarding this aging. Can you give some simple advice for us so we can look forever young, feel young, and look
Yes.
young and live long life?
Absolutely.
Yes.
So remember, there is no miracle product in the world. There is not a single product in the world, not one that will make you young immediately, right? There's no such thing now. We don't have, a miracle for anti-aging in the world. So you want to be young, you want to feel good, look good, and long life, then you have to follow these steps. Become active, okay? It means become happy. You have to become happy in your life, become social, become active. It's very difficult now because of Corona, right? And the lockdowns, but you have to stay happy. Your psychological well-being is going to make a big difference for your future. So you need to be happy. You need to become active. You need to become physically active, okay? This is very important. I know that you might think, oh, well, why don't the experts talk about this? All the experts say the same thing, okay? That if you want to keep young and live long time, stay active, physically active, mentally active, right? Become involved with life. Go out dancing, enjoy your friends, go to church, have a good spiritual life. That's very important. You have to have a good spiritual life because the spiritual life will have an effect on your aging, right? Now, enjoy your life. It means do the things that you enjoy the most. Now, I don't suggest you smoke. I say no smoking. But if you like one glass of red wine, then do it, right? Because we know that people that have one glass of red wine, they actually live longer, right? Than other people. So do the things that you enjoy the most. And then exercise. Control your diet, okay? Try to lose weight. Try to lose weight. So all the things that will actually have an effect on your life are up to you. It's your choice. It's your decision, right?
Yes, thank you, Dr. Fernando, for your advice. I think our people in this forum today learn a lot, including me. I learned a lot from you. And like Florence said, maybe we must continue the next event, more or less this kind of topic, especially talking about the men part. Huh? Okay, Florence, go back to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Paungi. Thank you, Dr. Fernando, for your presence here. And the night is we really learn a lot about our body, about our life. So everybody now, big hope to live until 120 years old. Who want to live until 120 years old? Okay,
yes,
remember,
all of us.
Of course. Confirm.
Stay tuned. Okay, look at our schedule, our next talk, because we want to live until 120. Yes? Okay. So thank you everybody for staying with us today. Yeah, see you everybody. Stay young, stay healthy. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.